Hi, everyone. Welcome to part two of Queerspora. We're so excited to discuss communication and consent with all of you. Let's continue with part two of Queerspora, the webinar. Now, before we delve deeper into this topic, I would like to mention that communication is part of having good sex. The willingness to talk about the kind of sex we have or want to have is a key skill. Some guys enjoy being invited to talk so intimately, while others like listening and getting ideas. It depends on the person you are. Let's watch this short, funny video about two men communicating with each other on Grindr. I must warn you, it's quite hilarious and creative.
TGI Fridays poppers. Share them with your friends. Please do not share anything with anyone.
That was a hilarious video. Awesome. Okay, communication and consent. In the LGBTQ community, we are often communicating in person and online. I mean, during COVID-19, the pandemic, it's mostly online. But it is important to be respectful and respected regardless. So respect other people and receive respect back. That should be the rule. It is vital that we are not being bullied or bullying others, be it online or in person. Now, like I already mentioned, communicating our preferences and sexual needs is a skill we need to develop and normalize. A great tip is to use I statements. Using I statements is a communication technique that helps emphasize the speaker's experience without shaming, blaming, or complaining. That rhymed about the other person. So just keep that in mind. Finally, do not shame, blame, or complain. Like I just said, most of us are just trying to have fun. So please remember that carefully. Now, some topics to talk about online or in person include sexual practices, type of engagement you want, health status, substance use, frequency of having sex, exploring fetishes or kinks, limits, and things you don't like to do. The topics are endless, but remember, you can reconsider your decision at any time about having sex. It is up to you to communicate what you want, when you want it, and if you want it. And if you don't want it, that is perfectly okay. Let us now watch a video about preferences and communicating. There are some examples of what not to do as it may be inappropriate.
No fats, no femmes, no Asians.
Oh, hell no.
Queen, please.
Really?
What? Cute. Thanks.
That'll be $13.45, sir.
Show me your dick.
Excuse me?
Show me your dick. How big is it? You on cot?
Wow.
Sup, bro? Mask for mask. Sup? You like muscles?
Give it up.
Sup? Totes mask here. I really want to tie you up, smack you around, and eat your ass.
Do I know you?
Oh, yeah, you want it. You want it.
Excuse me?
Come get it, bitch.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. Hi. Wanna mess around?
You got a face?
Let's fuck.
I don't talk to guys without no face.
Cut that out. Hey, stop. Don't touch my bag. Hi. 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 Gross.
Woo.
Okay, that was a very creative and hilarious video to watch. But basically, we're trying to inform everyone that communication is vital. It is a form of willingness to talk about the kind of sex we want, the kind of people we want to have sex with, and also if we don't want to have sex. But again, we can all have preferences, but just be mindful to communicate your preferences in a polite, respectful way, and also keep note of your surroundings and your environment when doing so. Let's apply what we learned to a real life scenario. Let's pretend you are on a gay dating app and you are speaking to an attractive man. You really want to meet with him tonight, so let's see how the conversation goes. He texts you, "Okay, come over now. Let's have anon sex, pump and dump." You write, "I will come soon, but do you mind explaining what anon sex means and pump and dump?" He says, "Oh yeah, sure. Anon sex means a one-night stand or casual sex. Pump and dump means having a fast and unproductive sex." You write, "Thank you for explaining, hottie. I'm okay with a one-night stand, but I prefer protected sex. Is that okay?" He says, "Yes, that's all right, man." And you write, "Thank you." See, that was pretty simple. Now, this is an example of a clear and great communication technique. Whenever you are confused or do not understand an emoji, some words, or phrases, be sure to ask for clarification. Surely, the other person will be understanding and respectful. Also, make sure that you also ask politely and respectfully and be understanding. If that thing you ask to clarify is something you don't want to do, then communicate with your sexual partner what you need instead. And hopefully you two or three or any amounts can come to an agreement. Okay, now a few words on cruise and meet. Cruise and meet basically means cruising online or in person and meeting other people you are attracted to. So, in the case of a gay man, this may be a man looking for a man in a bathhouse or even on a dating app. So, using online apps and websites to cruise and meet can be the easiest way to get off or connect with other guys. When you are communicating with other people, be careful about how you treat each other and set realistic expectations for your encounters. If you met someone from an online app, ask the questions you need to know before you meet them. These could be questions like, are we going to have sex? Do you have condoms? Where are we going? Also, if you're planning on going somewhere to meet the LGBTQ2SA plus member or whoever you want to meet, be sure to do your research about the fees and the facilities, along with the rules, the types of people who attend this place, and also try to understand what to expect before you go there to meet this person. If you're going with someone or meeting someone at a place you're not aware of, then simply ask them and be safe. Take a phone with you always so you can call if you're ever in danger. In certain situations or places, for example, a loud gay bar or bathhouse, maintaining a full conversation may be hard. In these cases, you may need to ask explicit questions and be wise in the way you frame it. Make sure you're clear cut about what you want, and if you are not interested, then simply tell them not interested. If someone seems interested in you, ask them if they would like to dance or talk or find out if they are interested by asking them and then proceed. Finally, be sure to listen carefully. Listening is a great way for showing other people that you are interested, and it shows that you are understanding. But also, listening can be a great form of flirtation, especially when it's a verbal foreplay. Now I'll be talking about a very important topic, and this topic is consent. Consent basically means that you ask permission to do something sexual and back off when somebody doesn't respond well, or even if they don't say it out loud. So no means no, and also silence means no. Always remember, just because you are having sex with your long-term partner doesn't mean consent has been given. Remember, you can always change your mind. Communicating these things with your partner helps to keep things open. Let's watch this quick, short, easy, and creative video to get a better understanding about consent.
If you're still struggling with consent, just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of tea. You say, hey, would you like a cup of tea? And they go, oh my God, fuck yes, I would fucking love a cup of tea, thank you. Then you know they want a cup of tea. If you say, hey, would you like a cup of tea? And they're like, I'm not really sure. Then you could make them a cup of tea or not, but be aware they might not drink it. And if they don't drink it, then, and this is the important part, don't make them drink it. Just because you made it doesn't mean you are entitled to watch them drink it. And if they say no thank you, then don't make them tea. At all. Just don't make them tea. Don't make them drink tea. Don't get annoyed at them for not wanting tea. They just don't want tea, okay? They might say, yes, please, that's kind of you. And then when the tea arrives, they actually don't want the tea at all. Sure, that's kind of annoying as you've gone to all the effort of making the tea, but they remain under no obligation to drink the tea. They did want tea, now they don't. Some people change their mind in the time that it takes to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk. And it's okay for people to change their mind. And you are still not entitled to watch them drink it. And if they're unconscious, don't make them tea. Unconscious people don't want tea. And they can't answer the question, do you want tea? Because they're unconscious. Okay, maybe they were conscious when you asked them if they wanted tea. And they said yes. But in the time it took you to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk, they are now unconscious. You should just put the tea down. Make sure the unconscious person is safe. And this is the important part again. Don't make them drink the tea. They said yes then, sure, but unconscious people don't want tea. If someone said yes to tea, started drinking it, and then passed out before they'd finished it, don't keep on pouring it down their throat. Take the tea away. Make sure they're safe, because unconscious people don't want tea. Trust me on this. If someone said yes to tea around your house last Saturday, that doesn't mean they want you to make them tea all the time. They don't want you to come around to their place unexpectedly and make them tea and force them to drink it going, but you wanted tea last week. Or to wake up to find you pouring tea down their throat going, but you wanted tea last night. If you can understand how completely ludicrous it is to force people to have tea when they don't want tea, and you're able to understand when people don't want tea, then how hard is it to understand it when it comes to sex? Whether it's tea or sex, consent is everything. And on that note, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea.
Awesome. This is a great and creative analogy comparing tea to sex. Now, this video highlights a very important topic to discuss. If someone says yes to you for sex, but then they go unconscious, this means no consent is given because they are unconscious. So just be careful that you understand that. Okay. It looks like we have come to the end of the second part of the webinar of Queerspora. Thank you so much for staying focused and engaged. Please access part 3 of the webinar to learn more about common sexually transmitted diseases and bloodborne infections, common symptoms of these infections and diseases, testing and treatments. Thank you.